Good evening and welcome to Amanpour and Company. I'm Christiane Amanpour. Our first story tonight, ever wonder what a Neanderthal might have sounded like? Tonight with us is world-renowned expert, paleontologist, geologist, linguistic expert, Dr. Facility Crumbing is with us here tonight. Dr. Crumbing was born in Ireland, raised in northern England, and currently lives and teaches in Scotland at the University of Edinburgh, teaching archaeology, paleontology, linguistics, and is the author of no less than 100 books to her credit, the most recent of which is the newly released and absolutely chart-topping bestseller, Speak Like a Neanderthal. My goodness, Dr. Crumbing, it is so good to have you here. I say that with all sincerity. You were almost impossible to book on our show.
It's good to be here, Christiane.
So, first of all, what sort of stirred the pot, if you will, and what sparked the interest in how Neanderthals would speak? And there obviously is quite an interest just looking at the way your book is doing on the bestseller list.
So in 1989, there was an excavation of bones in Israel, and a hyoid bone was found, and it was a very rare find.
So, Dr. Crumbing, explain to not only me, but to our audience as well, what does the hyoid bone do? I'm assuming it helps in some fashion with speech?
That's right, Christiane. So the hyoid bone, it's a horseshoe-shaped bone that supports the tongue, and it elevates the tongue and the larynx or the voice box. So it supports the tongue when you talk or when you swallow.
Yes.
But you see, what made it so important, Christiane, was that this was not only a hyoid bone, but the hyoid bone of 1989. And that was the pivotal bone that showed that Neanderthals were capable of not only speech, but speech like modern man.
Right. Fascinating. So fast forward to today, and then how do we know what exactly Neanderthals sounded like?
Well, you see, not only do we have computer modeling, linguistic software, all kinds of modern computer-generated tools to use, but we know that the Neanderthals had massive back-sloping foreheads and huge nasal cavities and huge, deeply inset rib cages.
Right. So you take the hyoid bone and the general sort of physicality of a Neanderthal, if you will, and then you sort of run it through all of your computerized diagnostics and tests, and then what did you find?
Well, we found that they were not only capable of speech, but that they had curiously high-pitched voices.
So that's not something one would think normally, but tell us about the clip we're about to watch.
So we scoured the world, Christiane, trying to find a person who not only was a skilled voiceover performer, but also was shaped like a Neanderthal. And luckily, we found an actress in Ohio.
Ohio? In the United States?
Exactly, across the pond. So we did some tests virtually with an actress in Ohio, and we found through our research that Neanderthals not only spoke one language, but may have spoken many.
Amazing. Doctor, You're making me love Neanderthals already, and I know nothing about them. Your enthusiasm is infectious.
And they also had the ability to sing.
Well, I'm dying to see the clip. Let's watch.
Hello, Jenny.
Hi.
In your normal voice, could you count to 3 for me?
1, 2, 3.
Now say it in a higher pitch.
1, 2, 3.
Now add a little bit of nasal quality.
1, 2, 3.
Now add to that, imagine that you've got a very heavy skull that presses into your throat and causes great resonance.
1, 2, 3.
Now say something in French.
Chicken cordon bleu. Bourguignon.
Brilliant. Now, can you try maybe a few foreign languages if you know any?
The stroganoff of Tosca Borst. Wiener Schnitzel mit Rotkohl und Äpfeln.
Excellent. Now try that same voice while singing. And if you could sing in a very high-pitched voice and count to 3 for me.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I want to swim from the chandelier. The chandelier. I want to swim.
Well, who knew, right? Dr. Crumbing, thank you so much. I mean, gosh, if nothing else thought-provoking and definitely interesting, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, Christiane.
I dare say I'll never look at a Neanderthal the same way.
You surely won't.
And our next story coming up are multivitamins loaded with aluminium. And how does that affect your privacy? We'll be right back.
I want to swim from the chandelier. The chandelier.